Hail the barbarian horde, especially those within Aquilonia. I'm Joe, and today it's just going to be me flying solo and examining the conan.com website that was recently put up by Heroic Signatures. Next time I examine the website, Dan will be with me. So here we go. We have I'm not showing up my camera because I'd be blocking stuff. So here we go. Behold the legendary original barbarian. Explore the tales of Conan the Barbarian, for his exploits will leave you breathless, his enemies trembling, and his legend burning bright for all eternity. So, I've never been here before. And, ooh, there's a map poster. I gotta check this out. I gotta check it out. I'm sorry, I don't want to just use up all my money I have, but wow. Let's see. Unmatched. Ooh. Born amidst... Alright, I'll just close this up. The distant crags of Samaria. Conan traveled far from his homeland, yearning to wring as much juice from the fruit of life as he could, from the snowy peaks of Vanaheim to the sweltering jungles of Kush. Conan feared no man or god, as he wielded sword and shield to battle hordes of savage Picts, thwart the schemes of evil sorcerers, and slay otherworldly monsters. And yet, despite his growing renown, Conan's reputation as a barbarian preceded him, a man who refused to be softened by the fickle comforts of civilization. It is this potent mixture of savagery and cunning that makes Conan so fearsome, deadly, and enigmatic. And awesome. They forgot to add that part. Let's see, discover more. I gotta check this out. Discover the legend of Conan, unveiling the saga of a sword-wielding hero. Oh, cool. Howard. He was such a magnificent creative. If only he had gotten to stay alive for another few years. Man, if anyone deserved to pass away in old age, having written for decades, it was Howard. Nope. It all starts with pulp magazines. His legacy endures for his timeless creation, the legendary myth of Conan the Barbarian. 1965. Now, I'm actually learning here, so this is why I'm quickly reading through this. Not simply walk through the fantasy section of a bookstore without picking up a copy of the newly reprinted Conan the Barbarian stories. The stunning artwork adorning the covers, created by Frank Frazetta. Oh, man, Frazetta did such great work. I mean, look at this. I often use, I think, some of the art in my own videos, so I really like this. Sorry. I'm just loving this. Of course, Conan ended up in Marvel in 1970, thanks to Roy Thomas, who kept the legend alive. Whoops. We had the live-action debut. I'm glad that gets a mention. And we have the 2010s with, I believe, the video games. And, of course, the future. Which... Actually, let me just open this. The world of Conan remains ripe for exploration. To delve deeper into the mythology and history of this legendary figure. I'm glad they used the word mythology. Conan is not fantasy. He's mythology. His is the mythology of Texas. And Howard created that mythology and gifted it to Texas. And I kind of feel that, though I'm not sure if he dedicated it quite himself to Texas like Tolkien did England with Lord of the Rings, but I do think that there should be that respect had, and that one should consider it tied in to Texas in a lot of ways. Out of respect, I think. as Howard really loved his homeland. So I do think it was often described as a growing force of regionalism in terms of literature. Or at least, okay, that didn't make any sense. He was growing to become the greatest regional writer of his age, I think Lovecraft claimed, which I do agree with that, and I do think that there's something to be learned from that. Ooh, the map. Now, I saw this for website thanks to the... Okay, I gotta start using my words. I discovered this website, not for Twitter, but for Stygian Dogs. Check his channel out. Great channel. Actually, out of a great deal of respect for him, since his is the newest Conan and Howard channel on the block, I will actually kind of dedicate this video to him, and I really like a lot of his posts on Twitter. Also follow him out there. Great guy, very knowledgeable. I think perhaps a little more knowledgeable about Howard than I am. So don't forget to check out his channel. I'm going to post and pin the link to it in the description or in the comment section. Probably the comment section. So check him out. I really like his channel. And he's been very friendly. Okay, so let's see. Okay. So we can check out every area, key location in Conan's journeys here. Okay. And in the overall world of Hyboria. The terrain of Asgard is rugged with high snow-capped mountains into the north glaciers, great forests in the southern lowlands, and tundra between. The land supports a variety of creatures, including muskox, moose, foxes, bears, and mammoths. Bitterly cold and often entirely snowbound, life is hard and bleak. A far northern nation comprising the eastern portion of Nordheim, Asgard is home to the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aesir, a virile and rough-hewn race of warriors who fight by day and carouse by night. They are hunters and gatherers who relish battle but only to loot and pillage, not as a means of expanding their borders. Given their lack of agricultural knowledge and their disdain for even the herding of animals, they wouldn't know what to do with conquered land even if they had it. Well, I'm not so sure about that. The Aesir live in tribal units with no single king. Though each tribe has its own leader, who typically presides in timber-roofed Great Hall, the many tribes of Asgard have formed an informal alliance with Samaria to the south. But Vanaheim to the west and Hyperborea to the east remain the Aesir's most hated and ancient foes. The history of the Aesir is that of nomadic tribal folk migrating from the north, driven by unfathomable instinct, even passing fertile lands. Along the way, they fought the Picts, who had survived the cataclysm yet reverted to a savage way of life. Led by a warrior named Niord, the Aesir encountered the Valley of the Worm, where Niord lost his life, slaying the titanic creature who gave the valley its name. His sacrifice was remembered, and the lands of his people later bore the name Nordheim for him. Cool. Okay, I really love that. Now that's part of the lore I did not really know. The detail about Niord, There is little of worth in this land, as it is mostly a place of endless hills and low, rough mountains of dusky wooded valleys and dark scrub forests, steep gullies and stony plains upon which little grows, a few mean rivers and streams, use my words, run through the countryside, feeding bogs and ponds and isolated lakes. Cloud and fog shroud the land, forcing upon it a lonely and dismal mien, and wind wails through the hills like a banshee, a never-ending lament that shortens tempers and drives men to gloomy, monstrous thoughts. There are no major cities, no great accomplishments of engineering, and few roads, with the only notable man-made structure being the few forts made by Aquilonian colonists and ruins dating to the time before the cataclysm. Despite this, The Cimmerians cling to it fiercely, and few stray from their homeland. Though the South, with its wantonness, wealth, and indolence, beckons and always, to a Cimmerian, their homeland is their rightful place, though at times it can seem more a purgatory than a heaven. Cimmerians are among the oldest races, descended from the Atlanteans, from a land that long ago sunk beneath the waves and was lost to history, and they have scarcely changed in appearance, demeanor, or temperament. Like the Atlanteans, they are dark-haired and have eyes of gray, blue, or green. They are tall and rangy with powerful builds, and their skulls are long. Unlike the Nordheimers, though, Cimmerians are generally darker skinned, almost as much so as the Picts, a race they despise from a rivalry that has outlasted the very cataclysm. And like the Picts, the Cimmerians are adept climbers, able to find purchase in any rock face or tree, and scale it quickly and without fear. In temperament, Cimmerians are a dour and moody lot, practical yet proud, prone to both brooding and boastfulness, often maddened by the futility of life. Cimmerians only exult in the heat of battle, and the rest of the time their moods are black and occasionally morose. To Cimmerians, family and kin are the strongest bonds, and clans spread across settlements and throughout the land, so that they might find kinfolk far and wide. It is a rare Cimmerian that is curious about the world beyond their village, much less showing an interest in anything outside their grim and bleak country. Their language is their own, and is not spoken outside their lands. It has little in common with the speech of other folk, and has more to do with the Atlantean strain than any of the Hyborian tongues spoken by their neighbors to the south or the languages of the Nordheimer. Cimmerians as a people are independent and clannish, and are stubborn foes, holding fast in their hills, their valleys. Okay. Many have tried to unite them to no avail. Generally, the greatest of their leaders is little more than a glorified clan chief, claiming to be king or queen. But such boasts are empty and meaningless when one's own neighbors show little interest in respecting any claim of rule. Oh, whoops, it just went there. Okay, that's Asgard. Hyperborea. Okay, I'm going to check this out. Hither came Conan. I love that. And we use Hither came Conan and that little blurb for the intro of a lot of our videos, so I love this. And I love the art here. Let's see. Oh, I can save the image and use it in a video, though I don't know if that would anger Heroic Signature or not. Because Frederick Malmberg has teased me at one point over my videos in a Twitter post, so I think he's seen a few of our videos. Honestly, I've tagged him once or twice, but I've stopped since then because I didn't want to be a nuisance to him. I really do love what he's doing with Heroic Signature and with Conan. Honestly, I'm starting to respect him as much as I did the late Christopher Tolkien, because he's doing a great deal to honor the legacy of Howard, beyond just Conan. But his work with Conan is just, it's just beyond words. So, if he ends up seeing this video, thank you to him, because as a fan, I greatly appreciate what he's doing. Alright, Conan hails from the harsh and gloomy mountain land of Cimmeria, claiming to be born on a battlefield. The son of a village blacksmith, he matured quickly as a youth, earning his place as a respected warrior by the age of 15 by helping repel the incursion of a rival kingdom threatening his homeland. After he was struck by the wandering spirit, needing to see and experience the wider world, and so began his adventures. Okay. Before I... Ooh. But they're so expensive. Oh, there's a bottle opener. That's pretty cool. I'm just going to do this real quick. There's some cool merch. First off, Tower of the Elephant. Okay, I already know this one. I love this story. Let me see. Cough. Koth is an extensive kingdom of rich uplands, mountains, and rivers, separated almost entirely from the north, west, and south by converging mountain ranges. It is primarily open to the east and by Koraja to the southeast. Many of the major settlements in Koth are within the foothills of its mountain ranges, and the interior is primarily grassy foothills and swaths of arable land upon which feudal lords hold sway. Yeah. Kothians are a Hyborian race with a strong Stygian strain. They are usually of a lean, strong frame, medium in height, and dark hair, with darker skin and eyes than most Hyborians, but not nearly as much as the folk of Stygia or to the east. Much like the rest of the Hyborians, they are warlike and devote much to their military and campaigning, sharpened against threat of invasion from the ambitious Turanian kings. Kothians seem to be more urbanized than most Hyborians. They are more prone to trade, and their encounters with other peoples, which has introduced them to a wide variety of cultures and religions. Like Corinthia, they are strongly tied to east-west trade and prosper from the ever-constant merchant caravans. It has been said that Koth might rival Aquilonia if it could keep itself unified. Kothians claim to be the direct heirs to old Acheron and their rightful place in this age. It is, they assert, their destiny to rule the lesser and more distaff Hyborian peoples. Plagued by internecine warfare, the king must constantly put down rebellions from varying city-states. Even then, Koth is a power to be reckoned with, and the king strives to acquire and sustain control so that he might indeed challenge Aquilonia's position as the most powerful of the Hyborian nations. For now, that is not to be, and thus Koth is a constant source of employment for varying mercenary companies. Whether one fights for the king or an upstart, ambition and coin are plentiful for a reputable sellsword. Okay. I'm just... Okay, Vendia... I wonder... I believe Turan... I'm just curious. Yeah. I was just keen to see if there was any reference to Red Sonja, just out of curiosity. But it makes sense that there wouldn't be. Which Turan barely recognizes as a border down to Aranistan and even up into the Hyrcanian steppes. I'm just going to skip a little. Let's see. They are enamored with expansion. Their king, Yildiz, and his son, Yezdigerd. Their ambition is not merely land conquest, but Turan has made a vast navy and turned the Vilayet Sea into a so-called Turanian lake. Many are the wars fought against the Turanians as they expand boldly, challenging their neighbors for territory and giving little back. Let's see, Kitai. I want to see what's written about Kitai. This is a location I would love to see in a movie. Or a TV series, especially if animated or something. Not with animation, but Western animation. Okay. I'm going to check this out. The Devil in Iron. I've read this one, I believe. Let's see. People of the Black Circle. This one I think I've definitely read. Oh, yeah. The Vendian princess Yasmina. And becoming embroiled in a struggle against the malevolent wizards of the Black Circle. Matching Conan's strength and Yasmina's wit, the pair form an unlikely alliance powerful enough to overcome both the evil sorcerers and the machinations of power-hungry politicians seeking their demise. Yep. And here we go, Queen of the Black Coast. Now, Baalit is someone I think she would have eventually entered into conflict with Conan in time. But when she died, she goes through a similar thing as what happens to Boromir. So why I think I've called her before, in a way, the Hyborian answer to Boromir as a character. She was kind of starting to turn away, but was overcome by greed. But just before she passes away, and even after death, because that's part of her character arc, when she comes back and briefly, real quick, saves Conan, she's redeemed. And in this way, the most important thing there was that she is redeemed and saved, rather than, you know, passing away and remaining corrupted or something. And I do think her greed was getting the better of her towards the end. But as I said, she overcame that. And she's ultimately redeemed. As said, I really like her story. She's one of the most interesting characters of Conan's. I'm thinking of actually producing maybe an updated version of the love interest video I did for Brothers Kryn and our other channel where Conan videos originally were posted. Or maybe I'll just post the Bailed video. And I think we did an update of that video, except in live stream form, and I'll maybe recut that into a video for you all. And that way, there will be that, that as a proper video. Red Nails. They find their way to the cursed city of Xuchotl, I hope I pronounced that right, where Conan and Valeria, who's probably my second favorite of Conan's love interests. Valeria is just such an awesome character. She's one character I want to do quite a bit of analysis on in a future video, alongside Dan. Though the inhabitants sought to entrap the warrior and steal Valeria's life force, the Cimmerian fights with the fury of a caged lion, breaking the sorceress's spell, taking flight through the meandering alleys of cursed Xuchotl with his beloved Valeria. Alright, so that was this one. Let's see this. Beyond the Black River. Yeah, Zogar Sag and Hour of the Dragon. My favorite of the Howard stories so far. I'm really loving Hour of the Dragon. I'm not yet finished. Because I'm reading this for Dragon Hour streams. Settled on the mighty throne of Aquilonia, Conan finds himself contending with foes. Settled on the mighty throne of Aquilonia, Conan finds himself contending with foes both in his court and without, as a shadowy plot brings about the resurrection of ancient sorcerer Xaltotun. Aquilonia is thrown into turmoil when Conan is believed slain, and the countryside is riven with infighting. After escaping captivity, Conan sets about to retrieve and destroy the source of Xaltotun's power, before mustering an army against those that would depose him, showing his foes the barbaric prowess and fury that ultimately named him a conqueror. Okay, that's mega cool. Pictish wildness. I'm not going to read this one. I'm just checking it real quick. Great art. Let's see. Adventures, locations, all. Aquilonia. Okay, I'm actually going to read this one just because I really like it. Because it's Aquilonia. Inglorious Aquilonia, Conan the Barbarian strode forth as a conqueror, deposing and usurping the corrupt king with indomitable might. But as shadows of treachery and betrayal loom large, and political enemies conspire against him at every turn, the mighty Cimmerian longed for the days of when his trusty blade could solve any and every problem. For though he ruled over the greatest power of the Hyborian age, Conan knows his enemies will stop at nothing to see him fall. The westernmost and foremost Hyborian kingdom, Aquilonia reigns supreme in the Western world as a commercial and military, lacking only perhaps the richer cultural diversity of its major rival, Nemedia. Its people are proud and varied, a varied action, and part of Aquilonia's strength comes from its diversity and its strong military tradition. I'd say they are mighty because they overcome their diversity. They overcome it and band together in spite of diversity, not yeah. I'd say part of the strength comes from that, but strong military tradition. But I'd say it's also the cultural homogeneity of Aquilonia's. Cultural homogeneity is key to the success of just about any and every nation out there. At least those that have that become powers and whatnot. You look at the U.S., it's a very diverse country. It is. But thanks to the culture, the people have always come together in order to overcome every problem that has faced them hitherto today. And when I say that, I mean going back to the 18th century, to the founding fathers and whatnot. I'm just using that as an example. France is pretty diverse, but culturally homogenous. And they've always come together, overcome every problem for 1,000 years. Almost 1,500 to almost 2,000. So, that's my view. But maybe that's kind of what's meant here. So maybe I shouldn't offer any criticism. But it's an interesting statement here. I'm not going to say it's a bad statement in hindsight. I'm actually going to say this is an interesting one. A martially proud, wealthy, and technologically advanced people. Yeah. Their army is renowned for its armored knights clad hardy frontier folk. Oh, yeah. And the deadly Bosonian archers. The Bosonian archers are really cool in quite a few stories. Aquilonia is known for its fertile cropland and many forests, as agriculturally rich as it is beautiful. Multiple rivers that run directly through it make it a perfect land for civilization, allowing trade and irrigation through the country. Yeah, geographically, with all the rivers running through it, it's rather like France and the US in that regard. I guess that facilitates travel a great deal throughout the land, and trade as well. Waterways is the principal means by which trade is made accessible in a lot of places in the world, at least historically. Tarantia is the walled capital of Aquilonia and the largest city of the realm. Ancient enough to have catacombs beneath its streets that have long since been forgotten. Okay, we need an actual full short story or something, just in the suffocating darkness of those catacombs, where Conan must overcome some great, monster, like a minotaur or something. I think that'd be really, really, really cool. Let me know in the comments section if you think that sounds like a cool idea. Renowned as a commercial and cultural center, the city's markets demonstrate its prosperity, and the elaborate royal palace with its blue and gold towers dominates the city. Poitou is the southernmost region, dotted with rich sunny meadowlands, rolling plains, rose gardens, orange groves, and palm trees, and holds to traditional feudal values, perhaps more than even Tarantia. To the west, the province called the Bosonian Marches lies between the Black River and the Thunder River. Thickly forested and rich with timber, this prized land is constantly at stake between Aquilonia and the wild tribes who inhabit the Pictish wilderness. For a brief time, Aquilonia pushed past the Thunder River and annexed the land beyond, calling it Conan, but they were rebuffed and it has since withdrawn. The region called the Western Mark, made up of the provinces Orsconi, Conawaga, and Shohira, is to the east of the Thunder River and is home to many frontier settlements. Many adventurers and mercenaries looking for wealth and opportunities make the journey into the western lands. Tullion's Creek forms the boundary between Shohira and the Pictish lands. Gunderland to the north is a hilly region known for its wild inhabitants and is separated from the rest of Aquilonia by woodlands that teem with wildlife. The Gundermen barely regard themselves as Aquilonians, holding to their regional identity more than their national one. The breadbasket of Aquilonia is the Toran, a county that lies to the west of the Shirky River, place of open groves and pastures where people dwell in thatched cottages and hunt wildlife. Cool. I love the lore there. I love that they put a lot of emphasis on that. Okay, I'm actually going to just quickly check this. License Conan. More out of curiosity for what's going to come up. How can I license an IP? Okay. Actually, I'm going to check something. Okay. I'll click Explore, and I'm just going to click on Explore Call. And let's see. Volusia. I really like that area. Okay. Licensing Call Exile of Atlantis. I'm just exploring out of curiosity at this point. Oh, it takes me back here. I imagine one would have to contact them. Like, licensing just takes me back here. And I probably have to scroll. Oh, I do have to scroll all the way here. I'm just checking this out real quick. Maybe I'll check something out. I don't know. Okay, Conan. Of course, there's that. Now let me just see this. The product for the Hyborian Age map poster. Okay. Iranistan, Shem, Aquilonia. Okay, that's really cool. Okay. Yeah, so you guys didn't come here for all of that. Sorry for getting distracted, everyone. Now to interact with Conan. Okay. Okay, this actually I didn't expect. So I'm gonna just skip over giving my email. So, all right, I punched in my email and this is what came up. So I'm a little unsure. You find yourself in the dimly lit interior of the Dusky Coil Inn, a bustling hub for exiles in Seppermeru, a city dominated by relic hunters. The tavern is bustling with many mercenaries and adventurers from different walks of life and whatnot. To your left, at the end of a long, weathered wooden bar, a wiry Stygian man with darting eyes tends to patrons beneath a sign reading, Ale 1 silver. What would you like to do? You know what? We're going to have to turn this into a stream soon. Like, I'm just going to live stream this down the road when we're a little larger and have you guys tell me what I should type in and whatnot. And I'll interact with you guys in this. That might be fun. Maybe we'll do that as a celebration down the road. All right. What would I like to do? I'm going to say demand a drink. All right. Now, I'm actually going to just open up one thing. Okay, now you guys can see me. This way you can see my reactions. I'll just do this. And we'll share in this little moment, as I think this is cool. So I typed in demand a drink. You stride up to the bar with purpose, demanding a drink from the Stygian barkeep, backed, as he introduces himself, looking you up and down before meeting your gaze with a sly smile. Ah, first one, eh? He says, his tone both amused and shrewd. Beer is 1 silver, my friend. Pay up and it's yours. What will you do? Punch him and take the drink. I'm just trolling here. Let's see what happens. Okay. Okay. That's actually really funny. So I actually screwed up there. Let's see. Let's see. I actually don't know what I'm gonna do. I didn't think this through. Unsheath a sword, I guess. Let's see what happens. All right. 1 silver it is. Wait, I managed to. Oh my gosh. I actually gave his favorite bartender. Okay, sorry. This is funny. And the dogs moved on to resting against the pillows. What will I do? Pay for the drink. I might as well be nice and join Conan at his table. On the card game before him. With a slight nod, you take a seat beside him. Ready to join on the game. All you do next. Point out how the I'll say other player are cheating him. Let's see. I'm trolling here. Like, be exchanging cards in a subtly deceptive manner. Let's focus on the game. Inform him of their cheating. Let's see. We'll deal with it. Help him deal with it. I have no idea what that's going to produce as a response. Some unsavory behavior at this table. He's talking like Aragorn there. That's his voice carrying a mix of authority and challenge. Yeah, actually, that would be probably the. Certainly speaking, I'd say that young Conan wouldn't talk like that, but older Conan, like when he's king, would. Because I found a few passages where it's written like he words things in such a way like he speaks with authority when he's king, and even when he's dethroned in Hour of the Dragon. Like, I really like that. It's flashed with a ferocious intensity as he confronts the cheaters. Explanation and retribution. Tension in the air is palpable as the cheaters scramble to come up with excuses, but Conan's unwavering presence leaves him no room to escape. Fight seems imminent. What will you do during this confrontation? I'm just gonna say chase them out of the pub. I'll just say that. Like, at this point, okay. I appreciate your assistance. On the legendary warrior, what will you do now? Serve him as he flirts with the bar maid. Like, let's be honest. That... Oh, I think it paused for a minute. Okay. Let's see. I actually don't know, like... Okay, I'm having fun with this. I actually didn't think I would. It's not that I didn't think it'd be good, it's just I didn't know what to expect. So, this is something that you could perhaps play for hours. But I gotta put in one last thing. Pay for his drink. And ask him about the heart of Ahriman. I want to see what happens. Colonia. That is very powerful. Dark sorcerers seek it. And its allure has drawn the attention of both nobles and the fair spheres alike. It's those who would use the heart for their dark purposes. Okay, I'll just end it with into Aquilonia. Let's see. I gotta try this. I see it. If you truly pledge your allegiance to me and to Aquilonia, know that it is a bond not easily broken. I expect loyalty and fierce dedication from my allies. Do you truly pledge yourself to the cause, stranger? Let's see what happens. Okay, I think I broke it a little. Come, ally. Shall protect the kingdom and stand against those who seek to bring darkness upon these lands. Okay. Honestly, this is really a lot more fun than I thought it was. I'm really enjoying this AI thing. I didn't think I would. This game is a Tavern of Treachery. Conquer Conan's AI challenge. This is really, really fun. Yeah, but unfortunately this video has gone on for long enough. So I think I'm gonna leave it off here. Man, they did such a great job with this website. No, like I really had a great time with it. Just gonna return back to the home because I want to explore some more. So, and this is such a great image of Conan. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like and that subscribe button, as though you were the king of Aquilonia himself, laying waste to all of his enemies.